Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third annual Google for Startups Accelerator Black Founders Demo Day. I'm Matt Reidenauer, Head of Startup Developer Ecosystems for the US here at Google, and I'm thrilled to be your host today. Hey, have you ever founded a company or talked to someone who has? Turns out it's really hard. Taking an idea from 0 to 1, raising funding, building the right team, leading with a big, bold vision, and also executing on every operational detail, it can be exhausting and even a lonely experience. Unfortunately, the barriers and challenges are even greater for underrepresented founders. A recent study found that only 1% of venture capital went to Black founders in the US in 2020. At Google, we're committed to increasing racial equity in the North American startup ecosystem. In May, we announced an open call for applications for this accelerator, where we strive to bring the best of Google's products, programs, people, and technology to Black founders across North America. From hundreds of applicants, these 12 exceptional startups really stood out and joined the accelerator. After 10 weeks, we've reached the end of a phenomenal journey together. Alongside over 200 Googler and external mentors and VCs, our founders have tackled projects focused on product design and UX, technical infrastructure, data and machine learning, growth and sales, as well as people and leadership. And as you can imagine, the startups have been quite busy. In a moment, we'll allow each of the 12 founders the opportunity to tell you more about their impactful company and team. So without further ado, let's get started. As a reminder, each founder will be given 5 minutes to present their companies, and then we'll have time for one question per company. Also, our teams will be available in the chat, so get your questions ready. First up, it's my pleasure to introduce Beam City DNA. Coming to us from Toronto. Beam City is a growth coordination AI platform, helping businesses maximize growth using ads, email, and social. Let's hear from the team.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zeze Peters, the founder and CEO of Beam City, and I'd love to introduce you to DNA, the world's first growth coordination platform. A little bit about me. I really love building and launching products. In fact, I've done this 11,000 times. I've done this for Fortune 1000 companies, releasing applied AI, e-commerce, big data, consumer electronics, and just general consumer goods products in a lot of different industries. And what I noticed while doing this is this truism that businesses need revenue growth. I mean, it just is the through line through businesses everywhere. And for someone who has led product and growth teams, you're able to do this by assembling tools to help, whether it's your advertising tools or your email tools, to figure out who wants your product and where are those people. That's another nice way of saying who's my audience and what's my media strategy. Of course, you start that way, then you got to coordinate about 17 different workflows, whether it's strategy, content, attribution, follow through, optimization. And finally, you have to be very perceptive to figure out the path to hit your goals, whether it's awareness, sales, or conversions in all of this work. Of course, it's easier said than done because this is overwhelming work because it's mostly done manually today. And all this manual work wastes a ton of time and reduces your chances of winning because you're spending a lot of time tab jumping as well as spreadsheeting. Your data and reports are not that easy to understand. Nobody has solved this problem yet. And finally, it takes a lot of slow iterations to get towards your goal. With tab jumping and spreadsheeting, the data just doesn't come together at the right time. You have to go through all these meetings to make the decisions. It just doesn't get you as far as you want to very quickly. But that's where our platform comes in. DNA is the world's first growth coordination platform. Think about it as an AI layer that sits on top of your marketing stack, figures out what's working and not working, shuts down the things that don't you don't like, boost the things that are working, so you can maximize your results per dollar. Already, we've used our platform to help our customers save a lot of time and a lot of money, but more importantly, to boost their performance 200% or more within weeks. Um, we've automated 13 out of the 17 growth coordination workflows that we've identified. But more importantly, we're building a brand new AI strategy guide that asks you 4 questions and uses your responses to guide you all the way to hit your goals every single time. Now, of course, we're already using our platform to help customers in the e-commerce and lead gen space, helping them to get 600 times the ROAS in a few days, 852 times the conversions in a few months, and on and on. But this is just to say that this system already works. Of course, when we do demos, customers love what we're working on. We're talking about 89% high quality ratings. But in the middle of that, we've also been able to test quite a few go to market strategies, whether it's account based advertising, perks, or platforms that we think can take us all the way to $1 billion company. This is exciting because we've done all of this while bootstrapped for the last several months. Now, by this year's 2022, but by 2030 ad budgets will inflate to $1 trillion a year. But nobody's noticing that that's only 10% of the total growth budgets that teams use today to grow their companies worldwide. So looking at our business model, which is SaaS plus a 5% commission, that's $100 billion total addressable market. Our focus right now, though, is on mid-market e-commerce and lead gen businesses. Why? Because our platform, it's very easy for these businesses to see where the revenue is coming from, versus a demand gen company or a regular retail company where there's a bit of a gap in the data model or the data network. However, we've also run a survey to 1,000 growth executives, and 70% of these executives say that they need something that looks like what we have built. But we're really excited to consolidate the growth technology space so you can come into one place, see your results, and get to hit all your goals. Now, I've assembled a team, 6 people globally right now. We're growing the team already by about 7 people in the next few months. We've got fantastic advisors, people from Google and TripAdvisor and Toast, Intuit, Moneris, Dentsu, a really huge agency. And we're bringing in all that knowledge, all that experience in technology, in AI, and in sales to build the next big global AI powerhouse company. Of course, with building the world's first growth coordination platform, we already have $1 million out of a $2 million safe seed round that is hard circled. Would love people to participate, to come on board and talk to me. Also love partnerships for Perks and Platforms program. But the next 18 months, we're going to be spending it accelerating our growth, accelerating our revenue towards the Series A. And our AI strategy guide is really going to revolutionize the growth technology space. So reach out to me, Zeze at Beam.city. I look forward to hearing back. Thank you.
Thank you, Zeze, for kicking things off for us. A question from the audience. What is your go to market strategy and how does it connect to your overall business growth plan?
Fantastic question. Our go to market strategy is to use account based marketing to reach growth executives and mid market businesses, especially that are focused on e commerce or lead gen, also known as service businesses, where you have to talk to a salesperson. We've already succeeded at helping these kinds of businesses at a $20,000 annual revenue per user, but we're going to be doubling that because we noticed that we're leaving a lot of money on the table, number one. And then number two, with respect to how does this relate to our business growth plan, we'll use this to ramp up revenues, but we also have a perks program and a platforms program where our app is on like the Shopify store, the WooCommerce store, the Magento store, or the Intuit store, for example, so that for businesses, it's easy to just tie into our platform. The platform will look at your sales and order data, tell you who your best customers are and the right media mix, and that gives them magic day one that they can use to grow with us.
Thanks again, Zeze and Beam City. Up next, we'll hear from EdLight, located in Melrose, Massachusetts. EdLight uses AI to better read, interpret, and digitize handwritten student work, reducing misconceptions and increasing equity among students, teachers, and families. Off to the team.
Hi, I'm Taryn, CEO and co founder of EdLight. EdLight is an ed tech company that works in the US with K 12 schools. We make it easy to digitize and collaborate on student work. And not only have we been growing at almost 3x year over year, but our impact has been further validated by our recent, drumroll please, announcement that we've been selected by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to receive a $3 million grant to further our student centered AI work. Woo! And so we've all had those moments where we're in class and our math teacher's walking around and saying, show your work, explain your thinking. Did you add those units? Well, unfortunately, it's getting further and further away from that. Gone are the days of partial credits because as we continue to push forward online assessments, our students and our teachers are not able to show the work, are not able to see the thinking. And because of leaders like me who wanted just to know are kids getting it right or wrong, teachers feel more lost than ever about the steps that they need to take. And then chief schools officers are not able to provide the development that they need. So EdLight enables us to capture that student work, utilize all of that data in our databases to inform machine learning that then creates work that we can get back into the hands of teachers and leaders who need it so that they can make the decisions that are student centered. This AI is going to layer onto our existing product. So far in 2022, we focused on moving from founder based leads to customer expansion. And as we look ahead to 2023, we're thinking more and more about increasing enterprise sales. We've already had 4 large districts sign on for next year so that we can make sure that we're thinking ahead. And our usage is up year over year. Teachers are telling us that using EdLight is transforming their practice. Our curriculum and training features enabled interactive remote professional development. And the more teachers use our training and tools, the more they want. And for this reason, we've been using a land and expand strategy with the schools and districts that we work with. And it's why we have an ACV that's approaching 19,000. This is unheard of in the industry. For example, one of our schools had a contract for $5,000 on products alone. But because of the value they saw in our features, expanded that to 27,000. And EdLight combines the relationship building of student portfolio products with the responsive instruction of formative assessment. This is only possible because our large database of student work and the recent advances of computer vision, due to the progress like FreshGrade and Seesaw in the student portfolio space, and companies like Edulastic and Illuminate in the formative assessment space, that we have been able to leverage their work using our AI to combine both of those things into a singular platform solution that doesn't compare to anything competitors are offering. We are a small and purpose-driven team with a combined century of experience in the ed tech space, and we are excited to build a hugely impactful business. I founded EdLight because I recognized in my own prior leadership a distancing from students, and we cannot afford in our communities to guess about what students know and do not know year over year. We have to invest and guess and understanding their learning in the moment. Thank you so much. If you are in the ed tech space, have any connections to school districts, and would like to make an introduction, please reach out to my email here. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Taryn, for all your amazing work with students and educators. Question from the audience. How are you thinking about growth over the next 6 to 12 months? What are the biggest risks and opportunities?
So we're really excited at the opportunity to leverage the $3 million to really accelerate our AI. And in particular, as I think about opportunities over the next 12 months, we are onboarding 4 large districts. Adding just one of those districts would double our size. So we're going to be learning a ton about how to sell and onboard larger enterprise sales. The risk is if we fail to jump through every hoop that's in the bureaucratic process because of an experience. And so we're thinking really hard about building deep relationships where people who are from the community, from that district, are able to help us. And so I'd say that's probably where the opportunity lies as well, just in being able to leverage those to continue to sell more to larger districts.
Another fantastic job, and congratulations to Edlight. Up next, I'm thrilled to introduce Human Squad, coming from Toronto. Human Squad simplifies the immigration and study abroad system by empowering immigrants everywhere with the resources, products, and personalized support to immigrate conveniently and affordably. Over to the team to share more.
Hi everyone, my name is Tunde Omotoye. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Human Squad. And Human Squad is an immigration technology startup. What we do is we connect intended immigrants to a pool of licensed and regulated immigration consultants. And what we're trying to do is we're making the immigration and study abroad process online, fast, simple, and affordable. We like to think of ourselves as the Uber for immigration. So what really is the problem? Canada, UK, and US and alongside Australia are the leading destinations for intending immigrants, but the processes are currently traditional, they're complex, and they're expensive. And the solution we are offering is to simplify the immigration processes. And how we do this is we are online, we're simple, and we're affordable. A market validation, by June 1, 2020, we launched Human Squad MVP. We like to call it MVP 1.0. And by June 2022, without any form of paid marketing, we've processed 2,000 plus orders. We have a huge community where we have over 63,000 social media followers, 10,000 average monthly web visitors, and 6,000 plus email subscribers. And we've processed orders from over 25 countries. In our first year, we generated 100,000 in revenue, and in our second year, we generated 185,000 in revenue. It is important to know that we generated 285,000 organically without any marketing after 2 years. And our gross profit margin is 60%. We have secured a six-figure pre-seed funding from CamFund in May of this year on safe terms. We also won different grants from 20,000 to 5,000 after winning different pitch competitions. The market size and opportunity, according to the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada report to Parliament, shows that immigration to Canada alone is a $100 billion industry. This shows that there are 3 million applications every year. However, there are only about 350,000 approvals. This means there's an intense competition for immigration opportunities. So people need licensed consultants for competitive applications and also to avoid being defrauded by fake agents. Our business revenue model is quite simple. Clients pay a fee of about $100 to $2,700 on our website, and we have an average split of 50-50 with our licensed consultants. And you might ask, why the huge split? The answer is simply because we increase our consultants pipeline by 3 times. Our immigration value chain. So in line with our vision to create products along the immigration value chain, below our current product pillars, one is our flagship product, which connects immigrants to a pool of immigration consultants. Second is our career hub, where we offer career development for new immigrants. And thirdly is Schoolify, where we offer international admission assistance to students. Schoolify is on track to hit a $300K revenue in just its first year. So our funding ask, we're seeking $2 million seed funding. And this will help us for hiring, marketing, which we haven't done before, and also scale our tech infrastructure. And the outcome really is this will help us in scaling our services into new markets and geographies and increase our revenue to $700K per year. The team includes myself, who is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I've been a West and IELTS brand ambassador. Temilola Adibar is our co-founder and COO. She's been a DMZ Woman of the Year for this year. Tolu's our CTO, who has a huge background in building tech products, and he currently works in one of the largest Canadian companies. Yinka is from PwC. She focuses on finance and funding. Paula is our lead HR advisor. She's also a certified HR professional, where she works on career development and also cover letter and resume review. Vineet comes with a huge experience in immigration and also the study abroad space. He's been able to onboard 48 schools for Schoolify just within 4 months after joining Human Squad. So the problem again is it's brick and mortar, it's complex, and it's expensive. And Human Squad, what we're offering is we're online, we're simple, and we're affordable. There's a high and growing demand for our products, and we're currently supported by Google for Startups, CamFund, Scale Without Borders, DMZ, Founders Gym in Solga. Thank you so much. I would now love to take any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Human Squad. Our audience would love to know, what is your plan for scaling your services into new markets and geographies?
Thank you so much for that question. So really our plan is, first we look at data, and the data we've currently looked at shows that India has the highest number of folks coming into Canada. There are over 90,000 international students that come into Canada from India. And what we're primarily doing is two things. One, we're hiring a growth manager in India that will primarily bring on board agents for our immigration and study admission portal, where we will be scaling into that market. And secondly is because we've hired a business partnerships lead who has vast experience in that area in India, we will be going together to India next year, where we'll be doing physical seminars with our agents and also bringing the gospel, so to speak, of Human Squad to this territory so that we can increase our visibility in that territory and thereby scaling into that geography. Thank you so much for that question.
Wow, I'm feeling inspired. Up next, over to Chicago to hear from Innovair. Innovair's app aggregates data from a variety of systems to empower education leaders to make data-driven decisions that positively impact students and communities.
Hey everybody, my name is Nick Freeman. I'm the Chief Growth Officer and co-founder with Innovair. And our app, empowers our education leaders to use data insights to positively impact the students and communities they serve. The problem that we're addressing is that today's education leaders, such as principals, superintendents, or executives in nonprofits in education, experience multiple pain points. But most commonly, it's aligned to the lack of resources, specifically time. Especially now in an environment that we're dealing with COVID and rapid learning loss, our leaders are really having trouble deploying those resources to ensure that they're having that positive impact that they're trying to achieve. The second portion is really centered around data and how it's all over the place. They have multiple data systems existing in their own silos that don't speak to one another. They don't create that holistic lens that our leaders need to really service their students and communities, and more so complicating their ability to really drive a data-driven practice amongst their team. So our team, proudly founded by men of color, empowered by former educators all the way down to our engineers, have come together to address the problem of disorganized data and the lack of empowerment for our education leaders. In our belief, who better to create a solution than the folks who have sat in those seats and understand the importance of having clear and clean data to drive our strategies. So our solution has 2 points. One, a data module, the other, strategy. So specifically on the data module, we combine the messy data that I was speaking about from all of those various systems. So whether it's your student information system or those finance and operations tools, or the assessment systems that you're using, or more recently, our social emotional learning and surveys that are being provided, and all of those other siloed tech solutions that exist within the ecosystem, even those one-off Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets, Inno has the ability to ingest that to produce an insightful and easy-to-use dashboard that supports our leaders, whether it's on that academic or operational priorities. And as Maya Angelou has said, do the best that you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. So now equipped with data, our leaders have the ability to really drive their improvement strategies more effectively. And we integrate with some of the largest and most common softwares that are in education, including Google, of course, as we're a proud Google for Education partner. And we continue to expand our integrations list and partner with the most common solutions that are consistently used by our education and nonprofit partners. The second portion of our app, our strategy module, is where our leaders and their teams truly get to create transparency, and our partners have the ability to develop and communicate their action plans across their teams and have the tools to truly measure the impact of those strategies that are having the largest impact on their students. And now they have the ability to document those improved outcomes to share into the future. So we have an easy and affordable and sticky solution, and our business model is straightforward. Typically $15,000 on our school side and about $40,000 to $50,000 on our district and network side. We have an annual license, and this is typically implemented within 30 to 60 days based on the number of users, dashboard views, and actual data connections. And at this cost, we're very competitive in comparison to some of the other solutions that exist within the market. And what's different about us? Our competitive advantage goes beyond just being affordable and sustainable, right? Our solution isn't just, a one-off product that doesn't integrate and doesn't create that triangulated insights that I was talking about earlier. Outside consultants typically might not have that direct alignment or have an alignment to the mission and vision of your organization. And the ability to build out a data team internally is very costly. And again, remember all of those budgetary resources and constraints I spoke about. But most importantly, what makes us proud is to know that our clients from across the country, the 12 states and 80 different sites, feel supported by us, and that the majority of our leaders that we serve are actually women of color. And the market opportunity is there. The US K-12 education market alone is $2 billion, which doesn't even include the opportunities represented in the public network and districts, along with nonprofit organizations and foundations as well. And since our customers love Inno and us, we've been able to grow consistently since we were founded. This past year, we did $2.35 million in sales, which was actually more than doubled our previous year, and now have an ARR of $1 million. We're currently raising a seed extension round and plan to continue to reach our new milestones, working our way towards our Series A. And our ask for you today is either to join in on our current round or stay connected with us as we continue our journey and grow to that Series A round. Second, connect us with any education, nonprofit, or foundational leader that you might know and believe that an app like Inno could really be supportive to them and their teams and really alleviating some of the data and strategy pain points that they might experience. So again, my name is Nick Freeman. I'm the co-founder and chief growth officer with Innovair. It's been a pleasure being here with you all today. I hope we have the opportunity to connect in the near future. In the meantime, feel free to scan this barcode and check out our website or follow us across all of our social channels at Innovair SIP. Again, I appreciate you all and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Nick and the Innovair team, for sharing your amazing work. Question for you. How are you thinking about expansion of your offering? How do you differentiate from the competition?
Hey, Matt, thanks for the question. Again, I appreciate you and the space that you and Google have created, and I'm happy to share a little bit more in terms of how we're really expanding our offering. So on the front end, really on the app at the beginning of the year, we'll be releasing a native visualization app, which will allow for our customers to integrate their data system directly into Inno, and then they'll be able to choose from best practice templatized dashboards to get them to those insights right away, shortening our onboarding process and really allowing for our customers to get to that value add more quickly. Secondly, we'll be releasing our freemium model, which will allow for us to move into a more product-led growth area, which will support our growth team and our growth strategists in identifying potential opportunities and potential customers to bring into the portfolio. And lastly, we'll be moving from our strategy recommendations feature that's in the current state, which is more of a drag and drop system, to a more machine learning based recommendations engine that will actually push suggested actions to our leaders and their teams based on the priority areas that they've identified. And lastly, as true believers in what differentiates us from the competition, we believe in collaboration. We believe in really ensuring that our ecosystem comes together to support one another to have an impact on our community. So we'll be launching our EdTech Marketplace in 2024, which will connect our customers to other solutions that exist within the ecosystem, which will really help us expand and monetize our overall network. Again, hopefully that provides some more insight, and thanks.
Thank you to Innovair. Up next, staying in Chicago, I'm happy to introduce Mosaic, an API-first global payment platform built for co-creators on any project, providing smart contracts that automate split income among creative teams. Over to them.
Thank you. I'd actually like to open up with a pretty audacious question, and that's this. How do you generate $100 billion in revenue for a payments company? You remove friction. You remove friction for a massive sector. In this case, $2.4 trillion in the entertainment and media space. You take 2.2% on every dollar you touch. And then once you become the de facto, the industry standard, you set your sights on every sector where payments and collaborations are key, and you take those. My name is Marcus Cobb. I'm CEO and tech co-founder of Mosaic.io. That's Mosaic with a Z. And this is what I spend my days and nights obsessing about. But it's not just about the money for me. This is a passion play. It all started with a buddy of mine, Brian, who worked his whole life to become a recording engineer in music studios. I'm talking from unpaid internships to minimum wage until he becomes one of the best, and luck strikes. In walks the biggest act in the world, Justin Timberlake and Timberland, and Brian gets his shot, and he kills it. For those of us who knew Brian, it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Kills it. And then when it's time for the record to come out, the record company realizes when they go to pay Brian and give him credit, they don't actually have his full legal name. They only have his nicknames. So they are scrambling to find him. Finally, get his email 5 minutes before deadline. They email Brian. They're waiting for his reply, refreshing their inbox. Brian replies about 5 minutes too late. The project was released and they dropped his name from the credits. He's still going to get paid, but it's going to be delayed now. But the Grammy, the credit, gone. Brian went to work the next day, but for me, I couldn't sleep, man. This is where I became obsessed. I had to know and figure out why. Why is it so hard to facilitate payments and attribution in a collaborative environment? We spent the past 7 years working and grinding on this, and we finally cracked the code. We needed three important things. The first thing we needed was a team that understood fintech, the complexities of the entertainment industry, and how to scale startups. We also had to spend a lot of time on the product. The light bulb moment for us was understanding that payments are energy. There's two things that Mosaic does: it facilitates trust and it accelerates rewards. Now that people started loving our early adoptions, we had to get market penetration. So, what did our market movement look like? I call it the squeeze: top down and bottom up at the same time. Top down, classic B2B to C. We're getting in enterprise engagements, land, lock, expand. But for some extra momentum, we're recruiting mavens who are bottom up. They're influencers. They're bringing in their peers, podcasters, gamers, musicians, actors. We're putting the product in their hands as well. That squeeze is producing 50% growth month over month. We have over $2 billion in our pipeline today in transaction volume, and we're closing 79% of our enterprise deals. The flywheel's turned on. We've spent about raised $5.5 million getting here, and now we're hoping to raise a lot more with strategic capital that gets it, so we can just turn on the thrusters. It turns out there are millions of people and companies like Brian who've been just waiting for a payment platform that understands the nuances of collaboration. And Mosaic.io is that payment platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. A question for you. Tell us more about customer engagement. How often are customers using your service, and how do you keep them coming back? Maybe explain using a few customer personas.
Actually, it's a great question, and it touches on one of the most exciting things about Mosaic is that this is a naturally viral product. You use Mosaic when you need collaborators. So engagement is really high. First of all, payments are extremely intimate. And then when you add people's projects and things they've worked on, it just increases the emotional stickiness of the product. So our users, they love it and they're using it multiple times a month, especially as velocity of those payments increases. But thank you. It's a great question.
Thank you so much to the Mosaic team. Up next, we're heading back to Canada, to Toronto, to hear from Node. Node is a gig marketplace that allows small businesses to hire local influencers in their neighborhood. Over to you.
Let me introduce you to Matt and Gary. After both working at some of the largest brands in the world, working as executive and managing marketing team, they both decided to quit their job and start a beverage brand called 0DB. But when it was time to look for influencers to promote their brand, it was the wild, wild west. But after using our product, they were able to work with close to 100 influencers. And after using us, they quadrupled their website traffic, they grew their online presence, and now they're available in hundreds of stores across Canada. In fact, influencer marketing is a $15 billion industry, and that's expected to double by 2025. But 90% of that spend is concentrated in the Fortune 500, And that's only going to the top 10% of influencers. So if influencer marketing is so powerful, why do we not see more small companies like ZeroDB using it? It's because it's a nightmare. Today, brands are going through a very complex workflow that requires them to find influencers, communicate with them, negotiate terms, make payment, track analytics, and a lot more. And you know what? Most marketers are actually tracking all of this using spreadsheets, and they don't have the budget to hire an agencies to manage those relationships for them. There are many of influencer marketing platforms out there, but most of them are clunky enterprise tools that don't serve the need of the 28 million small brands or influencers. And without the long tail of brands, influencers with less than 50,000 followers will never be able to build an income for themselves. And that's why we exist. My name is Mackenzie, and I'm the co founder of Node. And we make influencer marketing as easy as ordering a pizza. It's simple. Brand posts product on our platform, and we use machine learning to match them with influencers that are ready to work. Unlike other platforms, the experience is fully self-served, so no demo call, no contracts. Brand don't even need to pay to launch their campaign on Node. For influencers, anyone can sign up to access Node by downloading our mobile app. After we verify influencers looking at their Instagram and TikTok account, Node then acts like a personal shopping app. The only difference is influencers can get paid in cash and use their content as currency to get products. We make money through a subscription fee that brands can pay to access our platform. We also charge a transaction fee that brands pay influencers for their campaign. In the past year, we've doubled the number of brands using Node, and we now have over 1,000 brands and 4,000 influencers. We also crossed 100K in ARR, and we helped brands save over $1.5 million in content creation costs. And on Node, influencers have generated over 6 million in impression for brands. And we're just getting started. In fact, our users love us so much that we've had three of our customers invest in us after experiencing the platform for themselves. And also, we're currently raising our seed round right now, so we're taking investor inquiries. Our addressable market is the 28 million SMBs operating in North America. And by capturing this untapped market, we will be able to unlock billions of dollars in revenue. Before working on Node, I was a UX designer at Google. As well, I worked on an e-commerce brand where I felt the pain of working with influencers. My co-founder Armin built a seven-figure e-commerce business. And he also ran an agency for 4 years when he worked with hundreds of direct-to-consumer brands. At Node, we're building a more equitable creator ecosystem. And whether you're an influencer, a business owner, or an agency, if you're like ZeroDB and you're serious about growing your business, we invite you to join our community.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Our audience would love to know, what is your plan to ensure sustained business with SMBs?
Our plan is to embed ourselves in their social media marketing stack. Right now, we support Instagram and TikTok, but in the future, we will embed ourselves in their e commerce store, as well as in other platforms like YouTube and Twitter. The goal is effectively to become the one place where they execute their entire marketing strategy. So anything from setting goals, producing content, using that content for ads, and tracking ROI. As well, I mean, by gathering data and talking to our customers, we've learned that they want one solution that streamline everything, and that's what we will offer them.
Thank you to the Node team. And with that, we have reached the halfway point of today's demo day. Before we continue on, why don't we take a look back and reflect on what our amazing startups have been doing for the last 10 weeks.
I'm so thrilled to congratulate all of you in your journey with Google for Startups Accelerators. I appreciate you all spending time with me and letting me get a glimpse into your businesses, into your lives. And I just want to wish you tons of success and impact as you go forward. Congratulations.
Hello, hello, welcome, and congratulations to the 12 amazing startups selected for the third class of the Google for Startups Accelerator Black Founders.
My startup is Beam City, and our goal is to launch the world's first growth coordination platform.
Our startup goal is to make great teaching easy.
Our goal is to help immigrants looking to immigrate to new countries, sort of help them provide resources and demystify.
Our goal is to empower education leaders with the data and technology tools that they need to support their communities and students.
Mosaic is a payment platform specifically for the creator economy and freelancers and giggers.
Our goal is to really democratize content creation and social media at scale for small businesses.
We help companies build technical apprenticeship programs, and we also help non-traditional candidates, so anyone who doesn't have a 4-year computer science degree, land their first role in tech.
We're focused on helping merchants adopt contactless payments without actually changing their core payment architecture. So no changes in your hardware, credit card processor, etc.
We help local service providers reach homeowners without cold calling.
Our goal is to provide drivers with access to an attorney via video conference when you're pulled over or you're in an accident.
Our goal is to bring touch as the third sense into the digital communications era.
So we are on a mission of empowering local economies and democratizing access to same-day and next-day delivery for smaller e-commerce brands.
We kick off the program by developing bespoke OKRs or goals with each startup team. From there, we deep dive into product and design UX.
Design thinking is just a methodology, and that's what I really want you guys to understand. It is just a method, a way to do design.
Next up, we focus on technical infrastructure as well as AI and machine learning.
We actually have 9 products with 1 billion users. A lot of the data infrastructure that we use on GCP, so things like BigQuery, some of the underlying technology there is actually used in these products. So GCP is like really battle tested in terms of running data infrastructure at scale.
Today, AI systems are developing at an extraordinary pace. People around the world have become everyday AI users, and soon technology that isn't AI enabled will feel like something is missing.
I guess one of the things I would focus on is being able to do transfer learning, because if you got a lot about a new customer, then you're great. You should be able to do a good job.
Next up is Growth Week, tackling digital marketing, brand building, and sales strategy.
This is considered the most famous chart in advertising, which really breaks down the role of how brand building works with the rest of your marketing activations. Again, these 2 types of advertising strategies or activation strategies are really critical and foundational to how a lot of people think about advertising.
The main difference, I would say, is Google Analytics, right, looks also at anything that's paid traffic, but also organic, right? So you can see all the different impact of the different channels on your website, and you're really looking at behavior of your website and app and the performance.
Our content concludes with all things people and leadership.
It was a personal honor for me to connect with so many of you to discuss topics around inclusive culture and leaderships, because it matters. It matters at the very beginning to be intentional on how you're building a product or service that will impact your employees, your stakeholders, and the community at large.
And then we take a moment to celebrate with a demo day and graduation.
Can't tell you how absolutely fantastic this program has been. The thing that I love the most, though, is that I actually get to meet with mentors. And the mentors, they give you insight, they give you impact, and they give you knowledge to accelerate the company. In fact, right now, I'm downtown Atlanta, Georgia, with one of my mentors.
Hey, John Harmer. I'm a product manager on Google Cloud, and it's been an honor to work with the Smart Alto team and watch them make so much progress during the program. It's been amazing.
It's been absolutely fantastic.
Super excited about the tidbits that we're picking up, and just amazing to be part of the program.
Amazing work and congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our program recap, and congratulations again to our founders. Up next, we'll have the pleasure of hearing from OnRamp in Oakland, California. OnRamp is a workforce development platform helping companies to build more diverse candidate pipelines by providing them with a mechanism to invest in skills development for current and future candidates. Over to Letitia.
Hi, I'm Letitia Thomas, co-founder and CEO of OnRamp, an end-to-end solution for the future of work. We're building hassle-free apprenticeships that help companies scale and diversify their technical workforce, and we're raising a Series A round to build upon the over 2x year-over-year growth we've achieved. There's a massive gap in tech talent demand versus supply, and this gap is growing exponentially each year. The problem is twofold. There's not enough talent available from the traditional pipelines candidates hire from, and the talent that is available from non-traditional channels cannot be effectively sourced, identified, and onboarded by most companies without the traditional signals of a computer science degree or previous work experience. And this isn't a niche problem. Even some of the most reputable companies like Amazon and Twitch, both of which are clients of ours, are experiencing this pain. Companies also want to diversify from their current composition of 80% male and 82% white and Asian tech employee base, but their traditional hiring channels are equally homogenous. And while there are many products out there trying to solve various parts of the problem, from increasing supply by increasing college admissions, diversity recruiting platforms, bias-free assessment platforms, mentorship platforms to retain employees, we've created an end-to-end solution that does all of this and more, but better. To fill the talent needs of the next decade and beyond, you have to retrain workers and hire career changers. Our apprenticeships build custom talent pipelines that companies need that they can't find anywhere else. These candidates exist, they just need to be given a chance to display their skills and the training and proper onboarding to prepare them for the role. We're doing all of this while making it free for the candidates to participate. In fact, they get paid to learn, making technical careers more accessible, and as a result, the candidate pool more diverse. This is a process that both companies and candidates love. And it's working. We have almost 60,000 candidates upskilling and applying for jobs on our platform. We've placed 100 candidates in engineering apprenticeships, and 94% of them converted to full-time roles. And we've retained every single customer we've launched a program with. And you can see that it's working in our over 2x revenue growth year over year and our 1.8 million in annual recurring revenue, a key milestone we just hit and look forward to surpassing soon. And in the significant impact we're creating for candidates, with an average 3.5x salary increase as a result of their participation in our programs. We're actually solving the diversity problem, placing 3x the number of women and non-binary candidates and 2.5x the number of underrepresented minority candidates than computer science programs do on average. And you can see it in the breadth of customers that love us and rely on us to hire, like Amazon and Vanguard, Twitch, and Pandora. And we've done all of this with just our scrappy team of 6 full-time employees. The market opportunity is huge. There's over $8 billion spent on diversity initiatives each year, and the ultimate goal of these initiatives is to shift the demographics in the industry. So whether it's diversity or implicit bias training, diversity conference sponsorships, or the plethora of other ways they're spending these funds, the intention behind the spend is diversifying their workforce, and it's not working. And to steal a phrase from my friend Leanne Pittsford, the founder of Lesbians Who Tech, the easiest way to hire women, Black and brown folks, LGBTQIA people is literally just to hire them. And that's our pitch to these companies. Let us put these funds to better use and actually hire the people you're looking for. That's our foot in the door. But companies realize that actually these strategies are necessary and effective as a solution to that massive talent gap we discussed earlier, and can and should be built into their overall hiring strategy, allowing us to tap into that larger 10 billion annual spend on technical recruiting. And we're tapping into this market right now by targeting the highest demand jobs, offering apprenticeships in software engineering, data science, and data engineering today, but we want to expand to adjacent roles like InfoSec, cybersecurity, and UI UX. And so we want to raise a Series A to continue to grow the company. We'll invest in AI and ML to fully automate the candidate matching process and move us closer to a true SaaS platform. We're already doing SaaS margins, 85% margins on our apprenticeship product, and we think we can beat that. We also want to hire more sales and marketing staff to capitalize on the growing awareness around apprenticeships in the market. We'll be starting our fundraising process in January, but I'd be happy to have an introductory meeting sooner, so please feel free to reach out. So if you're interested in learning more, please ask a question in the chat or email me at letitia@onramp.io. Thank you.
Thank you, Letitia. A question from our audience. It looks like from your customer slide that you're servicing enterprise clients and startups. Can you talk a little bit more about your target customer segment and acquisition strategy?
I don't want to share too much in a public forum, and I'm happy to follow up with folks individually who want to know more, but we have a proven sales motion to acquire enterprise customers such as Amazon, Vanguard, and Twitch. And with the talent supply we create via those relationships, we're able to fulfill demand from inbound interest from smaller organizations like Volley and Binti. We don't want to divert sales resources away from our core offering, which is enterprise apprenticeships, but facilitating direct placements with smaller companies is a top off on revenue for us and allows us to offer even more opportunities to our candidates. So it's a win all around.
Thank you to the OnRamp team. Up next, we'll get to hear from PayerPay in Boston, Massachusetts. PayerPay is a contactless payment and loyalty experience for restaurants and their guests that doesn't require a new point of sale system. Over to you.
Hi, my name is Derek Canton, and I'm the CEO and founder here at PayerPay. At PayerPay, we're making payments as simple and easy as a text message or scanning a QR code. Simply put, we're making remote payments easy for brands. In 2020, I had this experience where I was ordering food from my favorite pizza shop down the street. I picked up the phone and placed the order, but this time around, they required me to give my credit card number and CVC number over the phone. Now, because I know that 40% of credit card fraud happens over the phone, I felt really uncomfortable giving them this information. However, because it was the early days of the pandemic, a lot of these brands were requiring us to give this information, and it was the only way of making payment. So I asked myself, why is this the case? We live in a world where there's tools like Apple Pay and Google Pay, but yet I'm stuck giving my credit card information over the phone. As I started to look more into this, I became to quickly understand that brands are actually losing $130 billion every single year as a direct result of these broken payment experiences. As we start to dive deeper into what this comes down to, there's really 4 core things. One is if a brand wants to actually go through the process to implement some new payment technology, they have to change their credit card processor, their POS system, and sometimes their loyalty provider. This becomes a very expensive process. And even if a brand decides to invest the dollars behind it, they need the time and human capital to be able to make these processes happen efficiently and effectively. And today, a lot of these brands don't have the resources to do so. So this is exactly why we built PayerPay. PayerPay is a fully integrated platform for payments, loyalty, and your point of sale. So what this means is if you're a brand and you want to adopt our technology, you don't have to change any of your hardware. You don't need to introduce any new hardware. And one of the best parts is we do not require consumers to actually download an app. As a result, we naturally see higher adoption and engagement with our technology and faster ROI as well too. With our technology and market, we've been working with some really exciting brands. This year alone, we've already done over 60,000 transactions on our platform, both for dining in at restaurants as well as for drive-through brands like Carl's Jr., Steak and Shake, and others as well. We're currently live in over 10 states, and our technology and platform continues to grow, and we're going to be introducing and announcing some new brands soon. As we're working with these brands, it becomes really important for us to be able to quantify and measure the ROI on our platform. We've seen some really unique growth from speed of service increasing with a lot of these brands, improving order accuracy, as well as increasing guest satisfaction. Ultimately, this drives the bottom line for these brands and enables them to continue to provide the best service to their guests. Focusing on the contactless payment market has been very fruitful to say the least. With the pandemic initiating a lot of these processes, the revolution for payments has just begun. We're focusing on a $145 billion industry that continues to grow every single day, and we're looking forward to become a major player in the space. But I'm not alone on this journey. We have a great team who's been working in the space from building technology as well as in the hospitality space as well too. From the engineering side, our team members come from brands like Microsoft and been working together for many, many years. From our go-to-market side, we're supported by individuals from brands like DoorDash, as well as the Food Network and others. This allows us to be able to have an unfair advantage as we're approaching some of these brands within our networks and allows us to quickly scale our technology and continue to work with some great people in the network. Beyond our core team members, we have some great investors and advisors that are behind us. To date, we raised over $4 million, and we're excited with the growth that we continue to see, as well as being able to enable more brands on a national and eventually on a global scale. Here at PearPay, we're really excited about the journey that we're on. We see a future of remote payments that are simple and as easy as just a text message or scanning a QR code. If you'd like to learn more, you can contact me at derek@pearpay.com or just leave a comment right down here in the chat. I'm looking forward to continuing the conversation and invite you to join the journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Derek. Question from the audience. From a technological and operational perspective, how does your solution uniquely address the complex and fragmented restaurant payment space? Why do you believe that you'll be successful?
Matt, that's a really great question. And this is something that we spent a lot of time thinking about. To win in the space, there's really a couple core things. One is partnerships, two is integrations, and three is go-to-market. Because we're integrated currently with 40% of the POS system market out there, that allows us to actually support pretty much every single operator out there. Now, we are continuing to add more integration, so that continues to grow as well. But whenever there's been a problem or a brand that says, hey, we need to integrate, because we have a really strong engineering team, we've been able to build those integrations to the POS system, the credit card processor, and the loyalty provider very, very quickly. So I think one, because we have a really robust engineering team, that helps us kind of move quicker. Secondly, because of the go-to-market team that we have in place, getting in front of the right brands to be able to get access to these integrations and access directly into the POS systems has been really critical, and that's helped us move pretty quickly. And I think really beyond that, it's just really just being really focused and being very intentional about the brands that we're focusing on when we introduce these integrations. But that's why we're going to win. We have the best team, we have the right timing, and we're going as quickly as we can. And really, it's looking for the right partners to join our journey to be able to do so.
Amazing work, PearPay. Up next, we have Smart Alto from Birmingham, Alabama. Smart Alto is a conversational sales platform for local service providers, enabling them to set meetings with clients without cold calling. Over to the team.
Let me tell you a secret. Making cold calls sucks. Well, maybe it's not a secret. I spent 2 years making cold calls for Keller Williams, and it was awful. But cold calling is the primary way real estate agents get new business. The problem is people don't answer the phone anymore. Think about it. When is the last time you answered the phone from someone you didn't know? It probably never happens. And I'm not sharing anything new. There's been an explosion in the number of ways we connect. Do me a favor and take out your phone. Go ahead, do it. Take out your phone. How many apps do you have on your phone to text? Exactly. No wonder people don't answer the phone anymore. Take my wife, Ashley, for instance. She's like everyone else in the world, so connected she practically sleeps with her phone. Depending on who it is, she uses a different app to connect. Messenger, text, LinkedIn. But you know what she's not doing? Is answering the phone. Those go straight to voicemail. That's why I started Smart Alto. We're the simplest way to find a list of homeowners and set a meeting without cold calling. Our approach is 5 times more effective at connecting with clients because we help them send the right person the right message at the right time through the right channel to maximize their ROI. Here's how it works. We start with sync integrations into people and property data that lets you know everything there is to know about the homes in the neighborhood and the people who live there. Deed and mortgage, tax assessor, valuation, phone numbers, email, social profiles, everything. Then we connect with those people across LinkedIn, text, direct mail, email. We give them the analytics to know what's working, why it's working, what to do next on which platform. We predominantly work with customers who want to get an ROI on their marketing spend. These customers pay us $2,500 for the year, and we've got 80% margins on that business in a payback period of 8 months. Over the last 3 years, we've grown by 2x, 50%, and 50%. And we've been able to do that with a digital marketing strategy that converts 20% of our marketing qualified leads into customers. So let me say that differently. For every $350 that we spend on marketing qualified leads, we get one customer who pays us $2,500 for the year. And that's just the beginning. Because today we're focused on real estate, but tomorrow and the future we're building means that all local service providers won't have to settle for the traditional way of doing marketing and sales. They can connect with homeowners on the platform they prefer. That's the future we're building. And while we're raising $2 million to fund our next phase of growth, we're going to hire more A players, move to product-led growth, and continue to build out our machine learning models. We understand SMBs and data, and we're digging a moat with a product-led growth and technical infrastructure to build a large enterprise. Both Wayne and I have personally experienced this problem, and Jason recently sold his big data and predictive analytics startup before joining our team. Email us today, and we'll get back to you soon. Thanks.
Thank you, Hassan. Curious to hear, what is the key to success as you pivot from a sales-led to a product-led growth strategy?
Wow, what a fantastic question. So one of the ways that we think about this internally is not a binary decision, product-led versus sales-led, but instead on a spectrum where we use product as a primary mechanism within our growth model. And product usage allows our sales team to then identify the customers who are most likely to pay us $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 in ACV. So reframing the way we think about that as a spectrum as opposed to binary is one of the keys. The second thing is having a cross-functional team, product, sales, engineering, customer success, having them all in the mix, helping us determine what a good self-serve monetization and product-led sales model looks like, and getting people out of the echo chamber. Those two things will help us take it to the next level.
Thanks, Hassan and the Smart Alto team. Up next, we have TurnSignal joining us from Minneapolis, Minnesota. TurnSignal is a mobile platform that provides real-time, on-demand legal guidance from an attorney to drivers, all while their camera records the interaction. Over to you, TurnSignal.
Hi, my name is Jazz Hampton. I'm the co-founder and CEO here at TurnSignal. I'm thrilled to tell you all about exactly what we're doing here in the state of Minnesota. TurnSignal is an app that is available on anyone's phone and allows drivers to chat face-to-face with an attorney, either when they're pulled over or when they've been in an accident. Our mission is simple and it's three-pronged. It's to protect drivers' rights, to de-escalate these roadside interactions, and third and most importantly, to ensure everyone, both driver and law enforcement, return home safe at the end of the day. Our story is built by our co-founders. Myself and my two co-founders, Dre and Mike, grew up in Minnesota, which has become the epicenter for a call for social change. They actually grew up with Philando Castile and his family, which hit our community in a particular way. Then fast forward to 2020, after the death of George Floyd, just miles away from all of our homes, we all knew that we had an opportunity to build something special. And as I'll talk about in the next slide, we had the experience and educational backgrounds to do just that. So we left our corporate jobs almost 2 years ago to date to launch TurnSignal. We started with the B2C product to prove product market fit. We expanded to another jurisdiction to prove that we could do that. And then we rolled out our B2B platform as well. Today, we're live in 10 states, and that's made possible by this team. Andre and Mike Mike is from the tech sales background, Andre an accounting background, and myself, I have a computer science degree. Then I went to law school where I was a public defender. After being a public defender, I worked at a national law firm representing Fortune 50 businesses and their litigation needs. But in 2020, as I said, we all knew that critical mass of awareness had been reached on the need for a change in these interactions. And so we left our jobs to do just that. We've been live, like I said, for since May of 2021, and we're thrilled to be expanding across the country. Speaking of across the country, our addressable market in the US as we sit today is listed here. And what I always say is this is a win-win for everybody in the TurnSignal interaction. Drivers are feeling safer during these interactions. Attorneys are able to be there in real time for drivers in a way that they couldn't before. Whether they want to be altruistic, whether they're to build their brand or really to gain customers, they get to be there like telemedicine at the drop of a dime. Officers are feeling safer as they approach vehicles that have a turn signal bumper sticker because they know it's going to be the safest interaction they have that day. And then businesses can really build not only employee retention, but their DEI programs by offering turn signal to all of their employees as a benefit. And when they have it on their phone, this is how it works. When you're pulled over, you simply press one button and instantly that front-facing camera starts recording the interaction. As it records the interaction, it calls an attorney to be on the phone within 10 to 15 seconds. That attorney is there to guide you through that interaction, to de-escalate it, and ensure that your rights are being protected. After, you can choose to follow up with that attorney if you need any help. You can choose that attorney or another attorney from our network, or you can go about your day and you may not need an attorney moving forward. Again, we're just here to ensure that interaction is safe and by the book. Drivers pay $60 a year, whether they're pulled over 1 million times or just once. $60 a year is the charge for drivers. We charge attorneys $1,000 a year again, but if they retain just one client from this platform, it pays for multiple years of their admission. So they see real value in that, even from a brand building perspective. And then businesses, we charge them on a per employee per month basis right now to offer it to all of their employees. What I will say is $60 a year is the charge for anyone who makes over $40,000 a year as an individual, a customer. If you do not make over $40,000 a year, we never charge you. That's actually one of the other ways we work with our corporate partners. So when we sit down in a room with someone like Catholic Charities or the United Way or Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota, we say we would like you to provide this to all of your employees as a benefit and or to provide it to the community that can't afford it. So folks like Caribou Coffee or the Minnesota Vikings or Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota are providing it to the community that can't afford it. Like I said, we have 17 plus of these type of partnerships, and now benefits brokers are selling in Turn Signal as a benefit when they're doing their annual cycle of benefit enrollment. We're live in 12 states as of today, and we're expanding to more and more. We'll be in all 50 states in early 2023. As we look forward to what we are doing, we always recognize what we've done in the past. My favorite achievement that I like to point out here is the Startup of the Year from the ABA, which is like the law version of the American Medical Association. To have that validation from the legal field is really important because we aren't just a great startup or winning Twin City Startup of the Year. That isn't just it. We're also a legal platform, and it's really important to be recognized by that body and that group as well. We've received over $4 million in investments, as that last slide denoted, and those have been from a variety of verticals and markets, which I always love to highlight. Anyone from Trucks VC, which focuses on safety and transportation, to Bronze Venture Group, or Bronze Valley or Brown Venture Group, which focuses on investing in founders of color. We're really proud to have a wide variety of investors and looking forward to having more join on this mission. That is Turn Signal's mission, which is to protect drivers' rights, to de-escalate these roadside interactions, and third and most importantly, ensure that everyone returns home safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Jazz. Question from the audience. What are the steps that you're planning to take to grow and expand your operations over the next year?
Thank you for that question. Yeah, because we're a dual-sided marketplace, it's important to address that from both ends. The first being the attorneys. We are doubling down on our efforts to onboard and find attorneys. Again, we find them, we interview them, we send them through third-party de-escalation training, and then we allow them to answer calls on the platform. To reach that goal of nationwide in early 2023, we're really focusing in on that right now. In fact, we put up a job posting the other day and we had over 120 applicants in the first 48 hours. On the other side, we are able to focus on national businesses because they have a national footprint as well. So whether that's our integration plans with Waze to ensure that we can start with a pilot and expand to all 50 million monthly users, or integration with OEM platforms that we're working on right now, a pilot to ensure that we can start getting in all vehicles where everyone is driving every day. Those are great starting points for us. And then as we continue to expand to companies that are Fortune 50 companies that have employees across the country, that is the goal to expand and the next steps that we plan on taking.
Thank you, Turn Signal team. Up next, we get to hear from WearWorks, joining us from Brooklyn, New York. WearWorks uses the skin as a communications channel to deliver information. Their product, Wayband, is a haptic navigation app and wristband to guide users using vibration using visual or audio cues. Over to you.
I am the chief of the haptic world. Come feel our brains unfurl. Touch is so untapped. Haptics will change the world. We have a vision of a world that doesn't need vision, elevating touch to the level of sight and sound. That's our mission. Research spending. Today is access tomorrow for all of our children. Look at the spending over the last century on each of the 5 of our senses. Seeing's believing, yet most went to vision. Second was sound and pretty far distant. Over the last 100 years, and most of our dollars in research on only 2 senses? Isn't that senseless? Here's my 2 cents, and vision is king, and touch is in prison. The patriarch of all of the senses is sight. Who really made that decision? Surely not the 285 million living with limited vision. And when we listen to the 460 million with limited hearing, digital, so sight and sound driven, that it left nearly a billion inaccessibly on the wrong side of the digital divide with no virtual pot to piss in. The future is touch, and that is our mission. WordWorks is haptics, touch with the weight and intention of dramatically making a difference. Haptic means touch, and touch is a more inclusive way to communicate information. Hi, my name is Keith Kirkland. I'm a 42-year-old Black American male with shoulder-length locks, and I'm a co-founder and chief haptic officer at WordWorks. Several years ago, we got a call from a marathoner who was blind. He wanted to know if we could help him fulfill his dream of running in the biggest marathon in the world without being tethered to a sighted guide. WordWorks is a haptic platform company. We build products and experiences that use the skin as a communications channel to deliver information in a more intuitive and less obtrusive way. We took on the challenge, and just 8 months later, he made history as the first person who was blind to run in the New York City Marathon without sighted assistance. And he did it using our very first product, Wayband. Navigation is inherently visual. Billions of us use navigation apps monthly. The space is dominated by Google through Maps and Waze, but they, like all mapping applications, rely heavily on visual cues. And visual-based navigation isn't always safe. Oftentimes, it's not practical. And for the 285 million people worldwide living with a visual impairment, it's a real problem. So we invented Wayband, a haptic navigation app and an optional wristband that gently guides you to your destination using only vibration. The Wayband can be used with your smartphone in your hand, or it can be paired with our Wayband wristband or a third-party smartwatch for a hands-free experience. The way it works is you type or say where you want to go, confirm, and you'll be guided to your destination using our patented haptic compass. When you're facing the correct way, you feel nothing. Swivel slightly to the left or to the right, and the Wayband will gently nudge you back onto the right path using your own natural sense of touch. We've tested with thousands of people, and most can figure out the correct way to go in seconds without any instructions. It's that intuitive. We're initially targeting blind and visually impaired students and professionals. And we've already pre-sold Waybands to our partners at the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind, Helen Keller, the New York City Department of Education, the New York Mayor Office, and several Paralympians. Through these influencers and channel partners, we have access to millions of potential customers that trust us. Our team has a deep expertise in touch. Kevin is an internationally award-winning industrial designer. I'm a mechanical engineer, fashion and industrial designer who dreamed of a suit that would allow a person to download and learn Kung Fu using only vibrations. We're thought leaders in the haptics, wearable, and accessibility spaces, and we're backed by a world-class and diverse team. We've done the hard R&D, proven the technology, made history, and most significantly, we've begun delivering Waybands to market. We also see an even larger part of our business model being driven by licensing accessible haptic navigation through our Haptic Compass API and empowering a generation of haptic designers to create haptics with the Wayband SDK and our patent-pending haptic labs. We've already been in talks with organizations like Airbnb, Disney, and a few teams here at Google. Haptics is going to change the world for everyone. Navigation is just the beginning of our journey, and we'd love to have you along. We're raising a $2 million seed round. The Wayband app is available, and for a limited time, this QR code will let you try it out for 1 year on us. Let us know what you think. And we're looking for connections to head of accessibilities in government, universities, schools, military, and enterprise. Thank you so much to all our supporters, and please keep in touch.
Thank you, Keith. Question for you. What is your current business strategy and your road to profitability? Which parts of your technology do you expect to monetize?
Thank you so much for that question. So our current business strategy is we've gained a lot of awareness by working the accessibility angle and by working with the blind and visually impaired community. But ultimately, what we really see as our big monetization generators are the Haptic Compass API and the Wayband SDK. We're going to enable people to embed accessible navigation into any application that has a mobile phone and a vibrating motor attached to it to do haptic navigation directly in app. So we expect that piece is going to blow out. And the other part is we've gotten a lot of feedback from researchers, designers, and developers who want to use our Wayband as an input device and an output device for gaming, research, and other technologies that have nothing to do with navigation. So we see really the big drivers of our monetization being the foundation of creating haptic authoring tools and haptic products that allow the world to embed and create haptics on their own.
Thank you to the WearWorks team. And now, last but certainly not least, we'll round out our time with Express Run from Louisville, Kentucky. Express Run provides same day and next day delivery at competitive rates for direct to consumer brands. Over to you, Express Run.
Hi, my name is Sadawan. I'm the founder and CEO of ExpressRun. At ExpressRun, we are building the last mile delivery infrastructure for local commerce, enabling businesses to offer same day delivery without having to build or manage their own fleet with one API integration. The society we live in is moving at an increasingly rapid pace, where everything is at a click of a button. Consumers increasingly expect an ultra-fast and seamless experience from every purchase that they make. But relying on third-party sites logistical distribution makes it very challenging for D2C brands to build more direct and personal relationship with their customers. Thus, they are losing their overall brand value proposition and valuable customer and delivery performance data that could help them as they scale their businesses. The problem is that businesses cannot meet ultra-fast delivery expectations outside of marketplaces. Smaller and medium-sized businesses do not have the engineering or financial resources to build an internal local delivery infrastructure. That means that they have to hire and manage their own fleet. An alternative is to outsource their deliveries to a third-party carrier. The problem with that is that most brands don't have access to engineering resources to integrate very complex last mile delivery APIs into their online platform. Same-day delivery also comes at the very high operating costs. Smaller businesses are unable to negotiate delivery rates with third-party carriers due to having lower volume compared to big box retailers. Businesses are now forced to give up their valuable data and brand identity just to offer same-day delivery to their customers, but not anymore. At ExpressRun, we are democratizing access to an affordable and scalable same-day delivery while giving brands end-to-end ownership of the delivery process. ExpressRun makes it very easy for businesses to integrate with last mile delivery solutions without having to write a single line of code. We've partnered with leading last mile delivery companies, including DoorDash and Roadie, allowing businesses to rapidly expand their delivery capacity to meet increasing customer demands. ExpressRun leverages the power of cooperation to enable a same-day delivery that does not break the bank. When businesses sign up for ExpressRun, they are automatically part of a network of businesses within a 30-mile radius, combining their volume to get enterprise-level discounts from our providers. Businesses in our network are working together to cut the cost of same-day delivery by up to 50%. Businesses also maintain full ownership of their data to continuously improve their last mile logistics and customer experience when using ExpressRun. We enable brands to leverage their historical data by using our powerful machine learning prediction models to place their inventories closest to where their probable future buyers are located. ExpressRun also allows brands to own the entire last mile delivery experience from checkout to their customer's doorstep. They can create beautiful branded tracking pages, shipping labels, and text communications that truly resonates with their customers. Businesses that place a priority in brand identity generate 32% more revenue growth than businesses that do not. How it works. Our products integrate directly to our users' online platforms. We have plugins to e-commerce platforms such as Shopify and WooCommerce, allowing them to get started in just a few clicks without having to write a single line of code. We also allow them to tap into a network of over 3 million delivery drivers across 20,000 zip codes. At checkout, our algorithm assigns their orders to the most suitable and affordable provider in our network based on the products that are being delivered and vehicle needed. With our powerful delivery customization tools, businesses now have control of their delivery operation and are able to exceed their customers' expectation. The world outside of marketplaces is huge. The D2C e-commerce market is $111.5 billion, and there are 2.5 million online stores on Shopify alone. Since our launch in March of this year, we've become the same-day delivery engine for over 60 businesses across multiple verticals. We are currently running a pilot with Goodwill SWPA to have them capture $42 million worth of donations by enabling them to offer home pickup and delivery. We also work with businesses in the CPG space, regulated and alcohol beverages, laundromats, and dry cleaners. They can always rely on ExpressRun to match them with the most suitable providers for their business needs at the most affordable price. How we make money? We have subscription ranging from $59 to $359. We earn 2.5% plus 30 cents on each transaction. Additionally, we earn a small portion of the discounts we generate for our customers when we are able to batch orders from multiple providers. Meet Roy. He's the owner of a multi-location dry cleaning business. Prior to ExpressRun, he used to hire and manage his own fleet and was limited to a 5-mile radius delivery zone. He also used to share 30% of his revenue to retain his drivers. We've helped him scale his local delivery capabilities in his locations in Texas, New York, and Florida without having to hire a single delivery driver. He's now able to serve his customers within a 100-mile radius of his stores at any time. We are tackling this problem because we've lived it firsthand. Prior to ExpressRun, I ran an e-commerce startup called Iteranga. Ahmadu Diop worked in fulfillment operation at Emerson and Amazon Reverse Logistics, and Jordan's background is in enterprise sales at Slack and Oracle. He has also spent years helping startups build their go-to-market strategy. Please contact me if you'd like to learn more about ExpressRun and how we plan on empowering local economies around the globe.
Awesome work, Sada and the ExpressRun team. We're wondering, how will you be successful given the complexity of working with so many partners?
We are in a win-win relationship with our delivery partners. We bring them volume from industries that they did not have access to. They also provide an amazing delivery service to our merchants. Larger delivery companies cannot afford to sell to smaller businesses. Our platform is self-serve, so we are able to onboard hundreds of smaller businesses. We always set expectations with our delivery partners. From the very beginning, we inform the volume they should expect from us, and then we try to over-deliver. That is how we keep our partners happy. Additionally, we are working on a program that will empower smaller emerging delivery companies, those without an open API or even a website. Success is when we are able to empower local merchants, local buyers, and locally owned delivery companies. Our goal is to keep commerce local and human.
And that's a wrap. Wow, what a fantastic time. On behalf of Google and all our partners who made this possible, a tremendous thank you. Thank you to the 12 startups and the awesome teams behind them. It's been a true honor and a real privilege to get to work with you. Thank you to the Googlers and partners who generously offered mentorship and support. And lastly, thanks to all of you, our amazing viewers. We have a final call to action. Investors and partners, our founders would love to continue conversations with you. Customers, visit these companies' websites and learn more about them. And finally, please share this demo day with your networks. Interested in connecting with our founders? Reach out anytime by emailing our team. By engaging, you will be part of increasing equity in the startup ecosystem. Congratulations and all our best to you.